not interested in you at all. They're not interested in dating. And that number is getting higher every day. That's because every day we have to deal with women. Every day. The expectations over and over again. Every day. Women are over twice as likely to be in a relationship. 51% of the people on this planet are women, 49% are men. Now, does this mean there's really that many lesbians out there having relationships? No, it doesn't. Not even close. There is that top 5% of men that y'all seem to pretend they're the only ones that exist. When you bitch about men, men want this and men want that. Really? You mean you won't have them? I don't know how many women on my Facebook have typed about how they can't find a real man. They don't know what the fuck a real man is. The thing is that those 5% upper echelon guys that you think you're dating, they're not dating you. You're a hole to screw. So when you ask women how many of them are in relationships, there's a lot of them who are fucking delusional as shit. Delusional as shit. They think that because they had sex with a guy at the bar once, that it means that they're hooked up. Hooked up culture is sort of dating, apparently, depending on who you are. Now, when you've got one good-looking guy at CU, he's got a bunch of money, comes from a bunch of money, his family's got money, all he's got to do is show up and he's, well, sought after. Like that guy on the front of this, he won $181 million. 2 days later, the love of his life showed up. Ah, amazing how that works. John typed okay incel. He's probably trolling me, but we'll pretend like he might be talking about the incels that I'm talking about. Isn't that what we call them? You're a incel? What does that mean? Well, basically, he's saying you're a bitch. And then again, I don't see John's face up here. I see mine. With all these people hiding their faces. I'm not. There's a lot of women out there who are dating these 5%er guys. And the fact is, that's not how the guys see it. That guy's got money, he's got options. He can fuck you, and then he can go fuck your sister in a couple hours because she's a hoe too. He's got money. A lot of young women complain about trivial shit. Then they become adults and throw all that shit out the window, don't they? Oh, I'm never going to need a man. I'm never going to depend on a man. And then, well, you're out of your parents' house less than a year and you're already searching for a man because you can't handle it by yourself. And there's a lot of statistics on that too. See, we've got a lot of women who are with two-timing males. These males aren't giving them the impression that they mean anything more than sex. But then when it's just sex, that's when these women decide that they're going to get all sorts of nasty stalker on him. Like, if he still likes her after fucking her, there's a good chance that she's going to leave. If he wants to get the hell away from her after having sex with her, there's a good chance that she's not going to take that rejection. She's not going to accept that rejection because Well, societally, she is not expected to. We will let her do what she chooses. If she wants to go spreading rumors, we got to believe the rumors, don't we? We're expected to. Well, I don't go along with that. With all these women who want to complain that they can't find a real man, you know what? There are lots of real men who go to work every fucking day that you're ignoring because they're a little too chubby or not rich enough. And then you complain, right? Oh, well, us guys should give you fat women a chance. We don't want to give any of you a chance. Not until you pull your heads out of your ass. We have taught women to be narcissistic. It's not that they're born that way. We've taught them to be that way. The racists that I know, they weren't born racist. They were taught to be that way. Now, in typing, there's a lot of stuff that can be misconstrued. Like that John fella typing okay incel. Well, he might be insulting at me. Or he might be trying to correct my terminology. I should be using the word incel instead, apparently. Now, I don't know which one of those I'm supposed to interpret it as, but I know given the context and given the number of trolls that I have to deal with on the average day, chances are pretty good that he's a troll. Came here from a Natalie Bollinger site. Now, incel, these are the guys that, well, after you and your 5%er guy aren't getting along because he's fucking 5 other women. Yeah, what's an incel? Well, when the girlfriend says, oh, you know what? I want to move out of here. I got to find some dude that I will never give a chance to, but I'll flirt with him a little bit to see if he'll do what I want. I want to move out of my boyfriend's house because he won't let me act like a 5-year-old in a grocery store when I want something. The incel is the dumb bitch who keeps buying her shit, paying her rent, buying her fancy rings and necklaces. Why is it that wedding rings are at their lowest sales in over 60 years? 80 years. I apologize. We had a lot of marriages right after World War II and during World War II. And then we had a small stall out after that. But here we are, how many years later? It's disgusting. You women complain at the 80% of us, 90% of us that you all ignore. You go back to that man who beats you or yells at you to get the fuck out of his house. He invited you there for sex. Now he wants you to leave. You're allowed to do that too. If I go home with a good-looking hoe and she wants me to leave, it's her place. We've taught women that telling men what to do is their way of helping. Telling a man how to think and how to feel. Telling him a different set of rules than she holds to herself. Then you all want to get abused. You put yourself in that situation. You date that good-looking asshole. But it's not dating to him. It's just fucking. That's all he cares about is your vagina. After he's done with your vagina, he wants you to go away. And there's a good reason why even those guys want you to go away. It's not just that he's got options. Is it the only thing that you are bringing to the fucking table is your vagina? You're not bringing anything fucking meaningful. You're not having meaningful conversations. One of the biggest problems that men have in this world, especially in the United States, is women talking nonstop over them and then complaining that the man won't communicate. How can I communicate when you're talking over me? And don't get me wrong, there's men who do this. It's because they've seen that it works. Police officers do the same things that women do. Pretend. If they tell the right lie, it's all okay. Well, fuck that. Fuck that. "63% of us are not fucking interested in you at all. We still get made fun of for being heterosexual. We still get made fun of for being gay. It's kind of an in-between. It's a we don't give a fuck. We don't want your bullshit. We don't want to be fucking lied to and taken advantage of and then told that it's our fault. No, you took advantage of us. No, we don't fucking want you in our lives. We only exist when the guy who's pumping you full of his cum is fucking done with you. You put yourself in that situation. You dressed like a cheap-ass fucking hooker. You got drunk at the bar. You went home with that dude and had sex with him, and you knew what you were doing from the start. If I owned a bar, there would be a fucking dress code. If you show up at my bar dressed like an underage hooker, you're not allowed to come back. Who is it that's usually starting troubles when you go to the bar? Is it usually men starting troubles with each other? No, not usually. If they are starting trouble with each other, it's over a woman. Over a woman who's starting trouble because she didn't get what she wanted right when she fucking wanted it. You got to hear Missy Bruce on my channel when her husband Richard called me. You can hear her in the background. Take it down now! Not a chance in hell, lady. You got to hear that out of Jamie Curtis, too. Take it down now! I don't think so. Did I get what I wanted? No, I didn't. How many years did these women not come forward, not do what I wanted? For years. But, of course, Veronica Seward, a.k.a. Missy Bruce, and Jamie Curtis, and a great many others, by the way, had this expectation that I would do exactly what they wanted right when they wanted it. Kind of like Jamie calling me up when I have no fucking money to travel, no money to do a goddamn thing. And she calls me up and wants me to fix it now. The situation between her and James. I couldn't fucking fix it. The best I could do is fucking expose the situation. That's the best I could do, given my resources. Now, why is it that I was so cut down on resources? Because I spent my resources being an incel, like John is insinuating. Now, it wasn't because I wanted vagina. There is no doubt in my mind that Natalie Bollinger wanted the truth taken down too. You also get to notice that there's people like Katie Cahill also recorded on my channel. Take it down now. Oh, they'll make a deal. They'll redo the deal once they're on the internet. Oh, they'll make a deal and then not keep it. And not keep it. and stretch it out for months or even years doing jack shit. Look how shitty my female friends are compared to my male friends. My male friends act like women in this situation too. Aren't these things attributes that we attribute to women? Because they're not women only. Men and women both treat men horribly. Men and women both bow down to women. An unpopular woman knows to mind her P's and Q's around the good-looking women because they can squash her like she's nothing. That's what the good-looking people do. They treat the rest of us like we owe them and like they're never given enough free shit, while they talk to us like we're all freeloaders trying to get free shit. While you go out and you fuck 5 different women in a week, and 3 of them think that you're dating, and then you want to pretend that we deserve to be treated like shit because you're having sex with those women? No, that just shows that those 5 women are stupid. Those 5 in specific are stupid. Kind of like all of the women who had sex with Robert Franklin Warnick and had kids with him. All of those kids, all of them, were from after he became a registered pedophile. 7 kids with 6 different women. All of them after he was a pedophile, because he's good looking. He's a good-looking pedophile, so that makes it okay to fuck little kids, doesn't it? Apparently. If you get drunk and you have sex with a man and you wake up in the morning and he's good-looking, you got yourself a new boyfriend in your mind. If you wake up and he's ugly, you might call the cops and say you were raped. Doesn't matter how drunk he was or how much you were throwing yourself at him like a $2 hooker. It's the man's responsibility. The man's responsibility. You go to the bar and you throw yourself at a guy like a $2 hooker. That doesn't make him a rapist. That makes you a $2 hooker. Is it the lady at the bar who showed up in sweatpants that's fighting for everyone? Or is it the one who shows up in a pleated miniskirt and a form-fitting shirt? You see 2 guys fighting at a bar, it's probably over a woman. It's probably over one of the ones who showed up in a pleated miniskirt and wants to play head games with people. And unless there's a woman there who threatens to beat her ass, that girl's going to continue playing those fucking head games. Getting off on the violence. Oh, I can't believe men get violent over me. I can't believe they just go at it like that. I can't believe it. Really. It's kind of like Haley Smith. She got Brian Farmer and Jared Wallace killed. All because Dino wasn't giving her the attention that she wanted right when she wanted it. Kind of like Jamie Curtis wanted to throw a tantrum when she didn't get what she wanted right when she wanted it. And what did she do? She called me 88 times in one fucking day. 88 fucking times. I didn't call Natalie Bollinger 88 times the entire time I fucking knew her. And certainly not in a single day. Yeah, Natalie called me almost every day. Well, every other day. She had phone issues and she had obligations, and, well, she went about that. She made sure to message me almost every day, though. And instead of understanding that this is a mutual friendship, you guys keep on pretending like I'm just some sort of incel who's pissed off that he didn't get his penis touched. Thing is, I wasn't worried about my penis getting touched. I was worried about Natalie Bollinger committing suicide. Because her family does suck that fucking badly. But none of you gave a shit. Not one of you actually gave a shit. Not one person who claimed to be my friend actually gave a shit. They just blew me off. What wonderful friends I have. And then they wonder why they're on the internet. Well, I went to you for help because I was being fucking abused. And rather than come forward about that, well, you wanted to be cowards. Of course you fucked up. Just admit you fucked up. Would it have been that difficult for Natalie Bollinger to admit that she'd fucked up? No, it wouldn't have been that complicated. How complicated would it have been for Maddie Boa to admit that she had fucked up? It wouldn't have been complicated at all, but we taught them what? That everything in their lives is a man's fault. Nothing could possibly be their fault. And if it is their fault, well, let's just refer to rule number 1. The woman is always right. No, she's not. No, she's fucking not. And her vagina is not worth the trouble. It doesn't matter if you're Jamie Curtis, Natalie Bollinger, Alicia Bollinger. Your vagina is not worth the trouble. The incels who are dumb enough to fall for your bullshit, yeah, those are victims. Those are your victims. Do you see them as victims? No, you see them as owing it to you because they have penises. And because there were people with penises that didn't want it right when you fucking wanted, you're going to take it out on the incels. When that dude doesn't fucking want you, your vagina is old and used and he doesn't want it anymore, he's going to throw you away. And you're going to fucking whine and complain that men are horrible because you only went after superficial men because you are superficial. You want a free ride. You want a free ride. If you don't get your free ride, you're going to accuse him of being into little boys, being a pedophile, being a rapist, being a woman beater. You're going to accuse him of being a homosexual. You're going to accuse him of wearing girls' panties. And we have taught every woman in America to do this. So when it's 63% of men are not fucking interested, and you're complaining, you know what? What men are you complaining at? Why the fuck are you complaining at me? You don't want my dick. You don't want to have a lasting relationship with me. If you did, you'd have been good enough with being my friend. But how many women who claim to be my friend because when they needed something, I was there. So I'm their friend because when I am there, when they need something, I'm the only guy who's going to show up in most cases. With Miss Jerry, when she moved on multiple occasions, yeah, it was me and Ron Reeder who moved her out of Ron Reeder's house. When Jamie moved, it was myself and 6 other men who helped move her out of her place. Well, helped move her out of James's place. James was one of those men. Yes, he absolutely helped carry her shit out of that house. And thank goodness, my back was already fucked. So by that point, it wasn't like when I was helping Miss Jerry and I was able to do a lot of manual labor. My back was fucked. Now, where did my money go that I was going to go visit all those people on that Virginia trip? Where'd all that money go? Where'd all the money go that I had saved up that when I went to go see Natalie and Alicia? I could also go see people like Brett Roloff and Sage Rages and Ed Simmons and Amanda Demet. These are all people that I planned on seeing on that trip. Now, what happened to the money for that? Well, I was halfway to Virginia to go rescue Miss Natalie and a couple other women too, by the way. There was also Mahalia Jean-Pierre and that Rachel girl. Now, halfway there, Jamie Curtis got a hold of me, told me she needed a hero. So I turned around and I went the other direction. That's where all my money went. Lucky for me, gas at the time wasn't too expensive, and it cost about $200 to get to Virginia, like $209. I didn't have enough to make the whole trip. I had to sell some of my things along the way and do some begging, but I made it to Virginia. And I was broke when I got there. Do these women stop to realize the sacrifices that I made to do what they asked? The hell that it was for me, trying to make sure that they were safe? Did they care? Do you care? No, you don't. I'm not good looking, so I must be an incel. I'm not good looking, so I must be a rapist. I'm not good looking, so I must be a child molester. I'm not good looking, so this must all be okay. It must all be a choice that I made. I made a choice not to be good looking. Now, how many men and women want to make their decisions based on looks? Nearly all of them. A man is assumed to be guilty, especially if he's ugly. We've got a lot of women in the United States who think that they're in relationships that aren't. They're not in relationships. They're fucking delusional. The reason that when they go up and they do these polls and they ask these men and these women, how many of them are in relationships? Are there really that many lesbians in America? No, there's not. There could be, but there's not. Are there that many women in the United States who are bisexual? Probably. There probably are. I know a lot more bisexual women than straight women, and I know a lot more bisexual women than gay women. I don't know very many women who are just into women. Most of the lesbians that I know are single. They can't stand lesbians. They can't stand women in general. The most horrible things that I've heard about women came from other women. Keep that in mind. Oh, Sean, you don't want a woman. You don't want a woman. You're right, I don't. Oh, no wonder that's not charging. It's not plugged in. I just got a 15% notice. Anyway, we've got these women who are focusing on marriage. Whoa! Hold up! Maybe we should stop trying to force marriage on people. Why do we have little girls, 5 years old, having mock weddings? Instead of playing tea time, they're playing getting married. And then we power pound this fantasy princess bullshit into their heads. And when they realize that there is no Prince fucking Charming for them, there's a lot of hate and rage towards men. It's all our fault because we're not Prince Charming. She deserves a Prince Charming. She was born with a vagina. We owe it to her to give her a Prince Charming. So let's take one of these fat, pathetic losers. Isn't that what you call them? Fat, pathetic losers. How about if we take one of these fat, pathetic losers, we liposuction his fat out, give him a more chiseled chin so that he doesn't look like a chinless wonder. How about if we spend millions of dollars, and that's what it'll take, millions of dollars, to make that decent guy into a guy who looks the way that you want him to? Fuck you. Now here's the thing, all you dirty whores throwing yourself at the top 5%, you're all whores, every one of you. You are not good people. You are literally prostitutes. When that fat fucker wins $181 million, all your bullshit goes out the fucking window, doesn't it? Now that young woman who's with that fat ass on the front of this, he's not just fat in the ass, he's fat all over. What are the chances that she had men hanging on the ropes for her? What are the chances of her being loyal to that fat guy? They're not very good. You got the incel for a husband, and then you got the bad boys because you still want to have fun. That's kind of what my dad said about women. My dad said to me, Sean, you need to get yourself a good-looking wife so you got someone to show off, and get yourself a fat girlfriend so you can still have fun. You get yourself a dumb cunt as a husband to buy all your shit and pay all your shit. And then you're going to dress like a $2 hooker and go out for ladies' night with your lady friends. And go rock some cock. And then, of course, if you get busted, it's that guy's fault. Of course, you're with a millionaire. You know that he can squash you with his fucking wallet. He can buy you out of existence. So what are you going to say? So you still have access to that money when you get knocked up with somebody else's kid because you were a dumb whore? You're probably going to claim that that guy raped you. You're going to tell your fat husband or fat rich boyfriend, oh, he raped me. He raped me. I don't know his name. I don't know his name. He raped me. No, he fucking didn't. If you're going to go down to the bar dressed like a fucking cheap hooker, you're going to get what's advertised. You are advertising sex. You are advertising specifically the way the girls be dressing in Boulder, Colorado for the bar scene. They're trolling for pedophiles. The only guys who are going to give a shit about that underage girl, of course she's overage, but that's not what she's representing. That's not what she's dressing as. She's trying to dress as a schoolgirl slut. Like, oh yeah, I've got the Catholic schoolgirl uniform. But instead of having the shirt all buttoned up all properly, I'm going to make sure there's no buttons. I'm just going to tie it in a knot in the center and wear a bright red bra underneath. Because it sticks out like a sore thumb. Or black. Black and red are apparently the two go-to colors. I don't know how many women I've had tell me, Sean, if a woman dresses in black or red, she's trying to get laid. Sean, if she's got black underpants or she's got red underpants, she's trying to get laid. Well, I don't know what color underpants she's wearing because I don't fucking care. I don't care what color your underwears are. I don't want the bullshit that goes along with what's underneath those underwear. The expectations that you have from me because you have a vagina, and then you get to pretend that because I have a penis that I must be a sexual deviant. You have sex, you enjoy sex. What the fuck are you doing? Body shaming other people and then bitching about being body shamed, you fucking whore. Oh, I do it for me. No, you do it for attention. I did what was required of me to get positive attention when being abused, but I don't look good enough. I don't have enough money for people to give a shit. So what did I get? Empty promises and pretty fucking words of bullshit. I don't owe it to you to lay down and take it like a bitch. And I'm sick of being treated like I'm a horrible person after I spend all of my resources doing as you ask, and then you're going to throw yourself at a guy who doesn't give two shits about you. And you know what? You're going to do that regardless. I'm actually fine with you doing that. I'm not fine with you treating me like shit over it. I'm not fine with you pretending that all men are horrible people because none of them want to fucking marry you. No, you're a stuck up bitch. You paint on that face so that you can look pretty. You wear those clothes so that you can look pretty, so you can get that attention. Once he's given you what you want to expect more. He went to the bar to do some drinking, hang out with some friends, and maybe get laid. Same thing you went to the bar for. At this point, we need to have men's only establishments. We need to have men's only gyms for our safety. We have to have men's only bars for our safety. We need to have men's only homeless shelters for our safety. Because we have taught every woman out here that she can do whatever she wants, whenever she wants it. Because she's got a vagina, it's magically fine. Well, it's not.